All right, I'm back on this 2014 Ford Focus ST with the facelift. It started smelling like an electrical fire, and it popped the fuse again for the PCM. Well, it's been a long couple of hours, but finally the harness has been repaired on this 2014 ST, Focus ST. And I went over this whole wiring harness here, and everything is looking good now. I got new connectors on the PCM plug, so everything is looking as it should. Now there's still a hole in the PCM, but I just used it to plug it in. But now I'm curious to see if I give it some power, what's gonna happen. Is it gonna try to start or not because of that hole? Let's find out. Alright, so I have the booster box hooked up, and when I hooked it up, the throttle body actually cycled, so that didn't happen before with the wiring all messed up. So maybe there is some hope in that PCM. I mean, obviously I'm not gonna leave it like that, but let's see what it does. See what happens. Okay, everything lights up. 98,000 miles. Engine fault service now. Why do we still have that? Because the PCM has a hole in it, maybe? Okay, let's try to start it. Nothing. Okay, so that PCM is actually trash, but I have a few PCMs that I can reprogram and it'll be good to go. So I just opened the fuse box, and there was a couple fuses that were fried, a 10 amp and a 5 amp, which is understandable because some of that wiring was chopped in half, you know, and something shorted out. So I didn't check what those fuses were for. I just checked them all and found 2 burnt ones. I'm guessing maybe one of them could be for the PCM or for the engine fault code. So I'm gonna give it another try here and see what happens. Power on. Radio works. Dash does not light up. There it is. ST. Engine fault service now. It still has the code. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my scan tool here. A lot of people ask me what scanner I use. This is a Launch 431. It's been good with me for the last 2-3 years. Before this I had the previous version of it, and that one was working good. But this one, you know, it's fine with me. It does everything I need it to do. So I've got the wireless OBD2 connector hooked up, and all you do is just scan it and look for codes. This is, you know, the newer cars, you can't go without a tool like this because you're just guessing. This actually gives you clues, gives you P codes, gives you clues on what it could be. It's not always 100%, but it does help. So get you one of these tools. I'm about to find out. It says the PCM is blank. I wonder why. Yeah. So this thing actually wasn't plugged in all the way with the connector A, the first big connector, and then once I plugged it in, it started smelling like an electrical fire, and it popped the fuse again for the PCM. So this is definitely not gonna work, even for testing. So I'll have to figure out which one will work best out of the ones I have. I think I have like 4 PCMs here. I'll try to match the part number as close as I can. But I don't think it's gonna matter because it's getting reprogrammed. So, all right, I'm back on this 2014 Ford Focus ST with the facelift. So I got the radiator in, I got the axle, I got the intercooler. I've got this thing programmed up. I've got the upper radiator there, radiator support, and then I've got a 2017 PCM programmed for right now. It does start up and it should drive now. Let's try to see if it starts still. As you can see now, it's running. It's running pretty good. The engine sounds good. Nothing is, you know, there's stuff that needs to be connected still. Sensor, all of that. So I'm gonna focus on assembling the front end right now. That way it's gonna be drivable to where we can take it to the paint shop and get some body work done to it. This thing still needs to be cut out and replaced, and I've decided just to cut it right there so it doesn't, so I don't have to mess with the windshield. The windshield is in good shape, so I'll just slice it like that, weld it up, and for right now I'm gonna assemble the front end, put the fluid in or the coolant in, and possibly vacuum the AC. That way I can fill it either before or after the body shop. So I'm gonna start with the axle, pop that in, and go from there. Broken. No good. Alright, so the old axle is out. The seal and everything looks pretty good over there. And here's the used axle. It's going in now. Let's get it. Thank you for your purchase. Someone put the seller put the sticker right there on the spline. Alright, so I ran into an issue. That's the old radiator, condenser, and intercooler assembly. Here's the new one. This is a brand new aftermarket radiator and a used intercooler on the bottom. And on the other side, I was able to reuse the original fan, and it spins and everything like that. So we're good there. I ran into a problem because I have condensers off regular Focussts, and I assumed they were the same on the Focusst ST. Turns out that's not the case. They're more narrow. I guess because of the intercooler, they made the radiator more narrow and the condenser. So I'm having to order the condenser. Also, the shutters are different on the Focusst ST as well because of the intercooler. It takes up a lot of room down here, so they redesigned the shutters. So I've got that on order too, but that doesn't slow me down at all because I'm gonna throw this in. I'll put the radiator and the intercooler on, and the car will be drivable. Once the other parts arrive, I'll be able to reassemble it. check this out. Came out pretty good. All I have to do is weld it. Right now I self-tapped it on the bottom just to hold it in place, and it's already pretty stiff, but I'm just gonna weld it up tomorrow, and it'll be ready for body work. This thing was crumbled. Also, I have a front bumper. It is an aftermarket bumper, but it is the 2015 and up, so FaceLift bumper, headlights, and hood. Let's try to see if that bumper fits. Check this out, FaceLift complete. I've got some random headlights in there for now, but it's looking pretty good. These aftermarket bumpers are not bad. I was kind of worried about the fitment, but it actually fits perfect. And once it's all painted, it was perfectly packaged, so it didn't get damaged at all. The grills were on it, everything was assembled. The ST badge, well, I'll have to order, and then I think I have a Ford badge that'll go up there. And also the fog lights. Fog lights you have to buy separate, which is no big deal. They're pretty cheap, but it's looking pretty good. All the gaps are aligned. I'll just have to weld this up and assemble the PCM bracket in here. Put the splash shield. Actually, I'll leave the splash shield off for now, because I'll have to take all this apart once again. And tomorrow I'm gonna find out if this thing runs and drives. The more I look at this rear wheel here, the more I feel like it's got some camber. Maybe something's bent in the rear, because it, you know, this dog leg right here did get hit just a bit, so I'm thinking it hit the wheel slightly. So this quarter panel is gonna need some work. Pretty sure that's fixable without cutting and welding, but I'm gonna need some wheels. Possibly just gonna buy this wheel and the front wheel to match the other side, because these tires are brand new. All I have to do is just buy 2 wheels and 1 tire, and I'll be good. So this thing's almost ready for paint and body work, and after that, daily or sell, we'll see what happens. All right, we're ready to drop it. Oh yeah, I gotta put coolant in. Also probably a good idea to check the oil. First official drive. Reverse works, that's good news. It's gonna be no AC for now because no condenser. Check engine light is on because the shutters are missing. Airbag light is on because that. Okay, drives forward. Yeah, boy. Well, this thing is off to paint and at Roman's Custom Garage in Spartanburg, South Carolina. So if you remember, a few weeks ago this thing was destroyed. Both doors got replaced, fender, hood. Headlights are temporarily in here. This one's broken, but got new headlights on the way. It's got a facelift from a 2015 and up, even though this is a 2014, but I like the front end look of a 2015 and up better. I didn't get a chance to weld this up right here, but it's already in place. So Roman's guys will take care of that. They'll weld that up and do what they gotta do. So once this thing is back, it's reassembly. I drove this thing yesterday and the thing started vibrating like crazy. I'm assuming all the wheels are bent. I hit like 50 or 60 and then just the whole car started shaking. So I just wanted to make sure that it runs and drives before I continue this build, and looks like it's coming to an end soon. All I have to do on the inside when I get it back is replace all the airbags, which I already have, the dash, the steering. I don't know if I have a module which I can ship that off and get it reprogrammed or reset. The knee bag is blown, seat belts are both blown, but the good news is the seat airbags are not blown, because these seats would be a pain to find, or I would have to get the bags and get them sewed up or something like that, which I hate doing. First thing I hate doing is replacing the dash. Second thing is dealing with the seat bags. The steering wheel bag is no big deal, it just pops right out. But so let's send it to the paint shop, and then once we get it back, we'll have some fun with it. I'm gonna see if this thing is possibly tuned. It does have a blow-off valve, sounds like, and sounds pretty cool. But well, obviously it's not tuned because I just had the PCM programmed, so definitely not tuned anymore, even if it was. But I did put a stock intercooler in there for now. May upgrade it in the future, who knows. But I don't know, this may be a keeper, or it will possibly be for sale once it's done. So stay tuned, like and subscribe. Later.